Coming up on Point News.
A look at Point Park's expanding diversity among students.
A peek inside the United Student Government election.
And a pair of twins who got talent.
All this and more. Point News starts now.
Live from the Point Park University Broadcast Center in downtown Pittsburgh, this is Point News.
Good afternoon, I'm Tassay Harmon.
And I'm Katie Kelly.
United Student Government elections are open until this Friday. Let's get a closer look at some of the candidates at their heated debate with Point News reporter Jordan Slobodinsky.
I'm live at the Center for Media Innovation at Point Park University, where students on the United Student Government are debating for the positions of Vice President and President here in the 2018 school year.
The debates were held for the second year in a row at the CMI. Students running for President and Vice President debated their stance on USG issues and presented their ideas. Most importantly, students got to see and hear from their future representatives.
Provide a really good opportunity for students to find out what their candidates are thinking and more what their policies and plans would be if they were elected into the position, because I feel like if we didn't have something like these debates, we wouldn't really know, and we would just kind of blindly choose or choose based off of what our friends of friends are thinking.
Vice presidential candidate Brittany Arp is running unopposed, and she too believes that it is important that students get to hear her ideas in the debate.
I think the USG debates are so important for the student body. It's so important that the students get to see who they're voting for. At the end of the day, we are running to represent the students, so I think it's so important that they see who we are.
The entire debate was hosted and produced by students at Point Park. UView had students using the cameras and streaming the debates to the internet. Producer Josh Krupp says that this is exactly the kind of quality experience that both the student body and those running it get when hosting such an event.
This was ultimately what UView was created for 10 years ago. We're in our 10th year right now, and they did these debates several years ago. Last year was the first year that they kind of came back. With the Center for Media Innovation, it was a great opportunity to bring everybody together. This is the second straight year that we've done them live, going out on the web, and it was a huge success this year just like it was last year, and we learn things every day that we do this.
Students were not the only ones debating, though. President Bobby Bertha was there to talk about his opinion of the student body and what the United Student Government is heading towards.
This event means a lot for the student body. It's very important to have representation when looking at a student government. In governments in a whole, it's important to have representation. And the student government is such a localized force that it really means a lot for the student body. And last year we saw the highest turnout in elections in many recent years. And I'm really hoping that this upcoming week, is going to show that the student body really cares who their leaders are and that they're going to have a lot of participation in the election.
Voting for USG takes place next week from Monday to Friday. For Point News, I'm Jordan Slobodinsky.
Point Park University commuters might have some unexpected traffic heading into the city this week. In a news release on Friday, PennDOT announced the Liberty Bridge will be down to single-lane restrictions from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. now until Friday. This is just one of the many steps in the $80 million Liberty Bridge rehabilitation project, which is set to be completed this July.
This Friday, students that filled out the housing form for the 2018 to 2019 school year will be receiving their room selection card. The card will come via Point Park email with the assigned time, date, and location for the room selection process. According to a handout given to the resident educators, the selection will take place April 2nd for rising seniors, April 3rd for rising juniors, and April 4th and 5th for rising sophomores. It will conclude on the 9th for anyone who turned in their contract late or missed their selection time.
Point Park's campus is full of diversity partially due to international students. Point News reporter Kimberly Kagi learned just how Point Park has influenced those students individually.
Point Park University's student enrollment has grown by nearly 15% in the last decade. The reason why? An influx of international students. International students make up 5% of Point Park University's 2016 student enrollment.
The rewards for having a diverse student body on campus is the fact that students that may have not been able to travel or been able to subjected to a lot of different cultures growing up, maybe in their elementary or their high school years, really get the benefit of being in classrooms with other countries.
A new Pew Research Center study released that international student enrollment at United States universities have doubled since the Great Recession in 2008.
I think international enrollment has affected Point Park very positively in the fact that students that, we traditionally at Point Park pull about from a 4-hour radius in the area. It really gives them the added benefit of working and studying and learning with other countries and other people with different perspectives, because that's what higher education is all about.
Pennsylvania was one of 10 states that accounted for nearly 63% of new international students in 2016. And for Andre Bennett, Pennsylvania was his place of opportunity.
What the United States offered over my home country is opportunity.
While others fell in love with the city for welcoming them as an international student.
I think Pittsburgh, it's a very friendly city.
President Donald Trump has issued 3 travel bans over the last year during his administration, but Lee has not seen a decline in students yet.
No, not yet. I think the current administration's travel ban really will not truly have an effect until this fall.
Lee is expecting a bigger decline in the United States for international students in regards to Trump's travel ban for the fall of 2018. Reporting for Point News, I'm Kimberly Kagi from Point Park University.
Point Park's annual award season is underway for the 2018 Outstanding Student Awards. The event will be held at the Fairmont Hotel on April 20th. According to J.W. Tabachi, Director of Student Life, everyone that is nominated for an award will be emailed with an invitation to attend. According to the director, winners can win a plaque or a trophy, depending on what specific nomination they receive. To nominate potential recipients, the window is open on PointSync now through April 3rd.
According to an email from Mayor Bill Patuto's office, the City of Pittsburgh will close on March 30th. The closure is in recognition of Good Friday, and the offices will open again the following Monday. According to the email, the city parks facilities will also be closed for the upcoming Easter weekend.
Coming up after the break, Point News has the exclusive story on Pittsburgh's latest stars.
And a look at your local forecast. You don't want to miss this.
Whatever happened to predictability? The milkman, the paperboy, evening TV. You miss your old familiar friends, but waiting just around the bend. Everywhere you look, there's a heart, a hand to hold on to. Everywhere you look, there's a list of somebody who needs you. When you're lost out there and you're all alone, life is waiting to carry you home. Everywhere you look,
Spending just 7 minutes climbing stairs each day cuts your risk of a heart attack in half over 10 years. Sure, elevators are convenient, but you burn twice the number of calories just going upstairs than you do while jogging. Think about how long you spend waiting for elevators. The average person spends the equivalent of 2 years waiting for elevators over the course of their lifetime. Don't let that be you. Save time and increase energy. Next time, take the stairs.
Let's go.
Welcome back to Point News.
Point Park students were treated to a very special performance that had them seeing double. Point News' Wyatt Curry has all you need to know.
Mirror Image, made up of Murraysville's Trent and Colton Edwards, are the next Pittsburgh act to get a taste of reality TV. The entertaining twins appeared on the 12th season of America's Got Talent on NBC.
Not that much has changed in the scope of like Pittsburgh. Like we still know everybody, and everybody we're pretty casual. Everything feels pretty similar.
A lot of music, so yeah.
Yeah, and I love meeting new people and like everybody online and seeing everybody globally. So it's been great. Yeah.
The singing and dancing duo made the quarterfinals as the first act who had received a no in the prior judges' cuts round. Not once on the season could they win over Judge Simon Cowell's approval. Still, the unbelievably energetic pair managed to win the hearts of America.
Don't worry, you're not seeing double. In fact, Point Park University is hosting America's Got Talent Season 12 quarterfinalist Mirror Image. The twin brothers singing dancing duo hit Point Park's Lawrence Hall Ballroom for their first performance post the show.
Mirror Image sold out the ballroom standing room only event with support from fellow local artists. Point Park's own DJ Jake Real Berlin got the party started with an electric DJ set to warm up the crowd, while Pittsburgh's Brianna Apley hit the stage to play some favorite pop tunes and original tracks. But what can the audience expect when Mirror Image hits the stage?
Oh, fun. A lot of energy.
And fun and energy.
Yeah, a lot of energy.
Yeah.
And energy those boys delivered. The twins performed songs from their brand new EP Sour, which is now available on all streaming platforms, as well as covers from their time on AGT and more. With performances, new music, and their camera-ready charisma, the Mirror Image boys are ready to take over 2018.
So we were just signed with an agency,
a talent agency
in
LA.
Los Angeles, GTA, and we are going to be in LA all summer. So hopefully
we'll do music, movies, TV. We'll do it all. So
dance, whatever comes our way. So yeah.
If their performance at Point Park is any indication, the boys will have no trouble making it big in LA. Their performance was sponsored by the SAEM Club, which plans to bring many more acts right onto Point Park's campus. Reporting for Point News, I'm Wyatt Cree.
The big question on campus right now is how the Easter weekend is shaping up weather-wise.
Let's take a look right now at your forecast. As you can see, for today, Thursday, we have a high of 57 and a low of 51. We have 80% of participation. It is very, 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 very rainy outside. Make sure that you have your umbrellas. Make sure that you wrap your hair up because you do not want it to get puffy and curly. Then for the weekend forecast on Friday, it is going to be raining again with just a little bit, 20% of precipitation, high of 47, a low of 31. On Saturday, high of 56, the precipitation goes a little lower, and then on Sunday, there's a high of 43, a low of 29, and you don't have to worry about that rain anymore because it's 10%. Let's get back to you, Katie.
Find out who's up to bat up next with our sports report.
Stay tuned to Point News.
You'll ever do.
What's one word to describe CAB?
Welcoming.
Community.
Creative.
Experiences.
Family. Openness.
Pineapple.
The Campus Activities Board is a student-run organization that consists of 7 different committees. Each focuses on event planning, marketing, and administrative activities. Join us in organizing the juiciest events on campus, from late-night bingo to festive dances to our team bonding meetings. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Point Park Cap, or like us on Facebook at Campus Activities Board at Point Park University.
Good evening and welcome to Newsnight. I'm Josh Krupp alongside Jess Paterchak.
Defending his decision to kick out 15 Cuban diplomats from the United States.
Thanks, Allison. Fitness on Demand has returned to Point Park.
Residents fear that Mount Agung will have a repeat of 1963's eruption.
Two-star NFL quarterbacks made the headlines this week after wrapping up.
Well, thank you so much for joining us this evening. That's your news tonight. For Nick Tomarello, I'm Alex Grubbs. Have a great night.
Welcome back to Point News. Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg will testify before Congress.
The announcement coming this week as the social network finds itself embroiled in a scandal. It was revealed earlier this week that Cambridge Analytica, a data firm tied to President Donald Trump's 2016 election campaign, reportedly accessed information from about 50 million Facebook users without their knowledge. Cambridge Analytica denies any of the data acquired was used as part of the services it provided to the Trump campaign.
In other news, this past Saturday, over 30,000 people came together in Pittsburgh to spread awareness about gun control and to stop school shootings. The March for Our Lives route started at the City County building and ended in Market Square. According to the March for Our Lives mission statement, this march was to demand that a bill be brought before Congress to address these gun issues in Washington, D.C. Survivors of the Parkland school shooting led this rally. According to the March for Our Lives Pittsburgh Facebook page, the march was organized by local high school and college students around the Pittsburgh area. The marchers were also joined by Mayor Bill Peduto, Rich Fitzgerald, and also Connor Lamb, who accompanied students on stage at the end of the march in Market Square. In campus news, Point Park's Campus Activities Board has made their hiring decisions for the 2018-2019 school year. Applicants were notified via email and phone on Monday about the decision. Students hired for the position include junior graphic design major Nick Paprocki. Have you ever wondered what was it like in Pyeongchang for the Winter Olympics? Well, Matt Gold was in the Center for Media Innovation last Thursday talking to students. He was a videographer for the Olympics. Not only the Olympics, he had some presidential debates, worked for ESPN and other major sports networks. Gold spent time planning his journey.
I'll walk you through what that experience was like for me, because that was a first for me. I've never been to an Olympics before, doing coverage for a major network.
Gold spent time taking questions about his job and even offering his best advice. Students found out about the good and the bad of being a videographer. Though Gold said his job still is fun for him, after 25 years, he did complain about the small spaces that sometimes he is forced to work in for long hours. The countdown is on, just 4 days until the first pitch for Pirates opening day.
And Monday's big game isn't the only big sports headline this afternoon.
Point News Sports' Julie Gernig joins us now with more.
Thanks, girls. Pirates' home opener is Monday, April 2nd at 1:05 p.m. against the Minnesota Twins. Last year's opener, it was snowing. It doesn't look like we have to break out the snow gear this year. You can still buy tickets. There's a lot of hesitation, though, to attend the game since the departure of not only National League MVP Andrew McCutchen, but also Garrett Cole. There are currently 11 and 19 in the preseason. From home runs to layups, the decision finally has been made for the Pittsburgh Panthers men's basketball team. Finally has a new head coach. Jeff Capel is now the head coach. He previously spent time as the Duke Blue Devils assistant coach, and prior to his time with Duke, he was the head coach at Virginia Commonwealth University, where he had a 65% win percentage and a record of 162 and 110. Capel replaces Kevin Stallings after 2 seasons. And last but not least, the Pittsburgh Penguins lost against the Red Wings. The Penguins will be playing New Jersey tonight at 7 p.m. They are currently second in the Metropolitan Division. They are sitting 7 points behind the Washington Capitals. Center Evgeny Malkin is still moving up in his race for MVP. That's all I have for sports. Let's rejoin Tase and Katie.
That does it for this week's Point News. Be sure to join us next Thursday live at 2 p.m.
Have a great week everybody.